Well, next for us here tonight on Voices, New York State Inspector General Lucy Lang has been on the job for more than 2 years, and she's out with this new report showing her office's work investigating waste, fraud, and abuse in state government. Over that 24-month period, the Office of Inspector General received more than 12,700 complaints. And joining me live here in studio is Lucy Lang, Inspector General for the state of New York. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, I'm one of those repeat visitors to Western New York, so I'm
Perfect.
thrilled to be here and to watch the eclipse from Niagara Falls State Park yesterday.
You kept your eclipse glasses even.
I sure did. I am
perfect.
well prepared should I need to find myself in the path of totality.
The next one's a little more than 100 years here, so we're all prepared for it. Let me ask you, I have a couple questions about the report, but first of all, when I hear Inspector General, oftentimes I think of I don't know, dozens or more inspectors general at the federal level. It seems like every department has one. In the state of New York, you are in charge of a lot of departments and serving as the sort of watchdog for all of us, right? What should we know about what your office does?
Our office oversees allegations into fraud, corruption, and abuse in the state executive agencies, the welfare system, and the workers' compensation system.
And as you put out this report for your first 2 years, I mean, I did the top line number there. I mean, you get a lot of complaints, right? How does the process work? And I'm wondering for someone who's out there watching right now who maybe says, maybe they work in state government and they believe there's something wrong happening. How does the process work from someone filing a complaint, and then how it's investigated?
New Yorkers who suspect corruption or abuse in state government should report it by calling 1-800-DO-RIGHT or through our website, ig.ny.gov, or through any of our social media channels at New York State IG. And we investigate every single one of those complaints that comes in. We also take in complaints when we are on the ground working with agencies, for example, when we were touring with our partners at the state parks just yesterday.
Yeah, and by all accounts, I mean, kudos to state parks. I'm glad you brought that up, because yesterday, especially up in Niagara Falls, I mean, man, they did a nice job.
They sure did.
So many people here, and things could have turned out differently.
And it's the centennial of New York State Parks, so we are really committing to visiting as many parks as possible. We actually had a case out of the Western region recently in which a parks staffer was billing for time they hadn't worked. And in the in the few cases where state employees are taking advantage of state resources, we encourage New Yorkers to report it, because that undermines the integrity of government for all.
And so, as you go through the numbers and as you documented them well in this, I don't know, near 100-page report, are there certain parts of state government that are, I don't know, rife with abuse and fraud, or at least some departments that maybe need a little more scrutiny on them, where we see some wrongdoing happening? We
like to prioritize focusing resources on the agencies that are designed to support the most vulnerable New Yorkers. So that includes the State Department of Corrections, which is the genesis of more than half of the complaints that we receive annually. And those complaints come in from incarcerated New Yorkers, their families, and from corrections staff and citizens. We also focus attention on the Office for Children and Family Services, and of course on the welfare system. In fact, we had a case that happened locally very recently in which a Western New York man was committing welfare fraud by using the names of his minor children, although he didn't have custody of them. And that's something that jeopardizes a system that is designed to support New Yorkers and their children who are truly in need. And it's our commitment to maintaining the integrity of that system. We also know that New York State has a high tax burden on the citizens here compared to other states in the country. So money is a factor, right? What happens whenever you discover waste, fraud, abuse, some type of wrongdoing, and you're able to recoup money, right? I imagine that's the goal, right? The goal includes, of course, preventing fraud from happening ever again. So our regulatory recommendations being followed and making sure that we're shoring up policies to prevent future abuse. Then it includes making sure that there's restitution to the state and that the state is made whole and taxpayer dollars aren't being wasted. And finally, that there's accountability for people who commit crimes, or even who commit acts that don't rise to the level of crime, but that undermine the integrity of state government. I have about 20 seconds left. Do that one more time, where you told us the phone number and the website, just in case for people out there who have complaints, because you're obviously welcoming them. I think that's why you're touring the state, right, and sharing this information. I invite New Yorkers who have suspicion of corruption, abuse, and fraud in state government to submit their complaints to 1-800-DO-RIGHT or online at New York State IG.
Great. New York State Inspector General Lucy Lang. Thanks for coming and visiting Buffalo. Thanks for coming in studio. It's good to see you.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me, Michael.